What's going on, family? It's Brother 𝐁𝐫𝐴 with another episode of Think About It Thursdays. You can go ahead and follow me at 𝐈𝐴LLG.com. Well, let's get into it today. There's nothing on the board today because we're going to just have a free flow. Wherever comes is going to come. But it's very simple. Life is all about having the right questions formed in your mind. Right? It's all about having the right questions formed. So here we go. This is where we're going to get started. Let's talk about questions. I like to just put them in two broad categories. One, there's closed-ended, and then the other one is open-ended. You need to understand these two types of questions, because when you're asking the universe certain things, if you ask a closed-ended question, you won't really be able to see the answer. Okay, let me actually tell you why. Because closed-ended is yes, no. That's it. It's yes or no. It's going to a point. This is what they'll call convergent. It's a convergent mind. Open-ended is, as the name says, open-ended. So it's more like open. You can expound. This is called a divergent. A divergent mind. When you have convergent thinking, when you're asking closed-ended questions, you're putting yourself in a box essentially, or you're putting yourself in a corner. And what happens when you're asking a question about life that is not a yes or a no? It's a gray area thing. No black or white, but it's gray. When you ask those questions, you'll feel hopeless, you'll feel stuck, or what you do, and this goes back to a lot of what we talk about, we have power, this is us, and the power is outside of us. Because if you don't get to this point, and it doesn't make sense, you end up having to travel to somebody with an answer, which is somebody with power at that point. But when you have divergent thinking, or you ask open-ended questions, you're able to observe better. You're able to be more aware about what life is doing and how life is working for you. When you ask these open-ended questions and you have divergent thinking, you get to do this. You get to see something awesome called opportunity. Right? When you're able to see opportunity, you have a very different mindset than most people. See, most people don't see opportunity. They see, I won't say they see anything, they have skepticism. Right? So we're going to say we're optimistic, typically down here, and other people are skeptical. And there's definitely a time for both, right? So closed-ended is more structured. So I think of closed-ended more like the masculine energy, and then open-ended is more like feminine energy. Because it's open, it's chaotic, it goes everywhere that it needs to go, right? And closed-ended is just yes, no, plain black and white. It's not just skepticism, but you're looking for things that go outside of this box, right? Pretend it's a box. It's not really a square, but it's a box. It's channeling you in. When you're open-ended, you get to see everything, so you want to keep opening your mind. You want to keep spreading your awareness. You get to see more things, and guess what? If you are here for Hard Truth Tuesdays, we talked about it already. You have to see opportunities. It's all around you. Your mindset creates your reality. So I wanted you to just think about that for a second when you're asking questions, and it's not just out loud to other people either. It's about to the universe. The universe is unfolding. It's unfolding, and it gives you signs and answers in a multitude of ways. And check this out. The universe is always giving you answers. You just have to have the right questions formed. The right type of question that has to be asked. You can't say things, well, you can, but it's... Let me erase some real fast, and this is not going to be a long one. Hope this makes sense before I erase everything. Closed-ended, open-ended. When you're asking closed-ended questions, you're thinking of time very linearly, and it only moves this way, and it's very structured out. And so when you ask yes/no questions, and the universe is unfolding, and you're here, well, the answer that you're going to receive is a no. Really, it's a not yet, because down here, down the line, you probably will get what you asked for, but since you don't recognize that, you're so closed, you're asking a closed-ended question, the answer will be no. But when you have open-ended, when you're asking open-ended questions to the universe, not am I rich or will this be the best year ever, but more in the terms of lines of how can I make this the best year ever? So you don't see time as a linear thing anymore. You see time kind of in a sense of a circle, and you're just moving around the circle. Right? And so now you're able to find things. Right? How can I make this the best year ever? And as you move around the circle, you might find here. What will this be called? Opportunity. What is this teaching me? Another opportunity to what? Learn a lesson. How can I grow from this? Oop, another lesson. And so you see, when you're asking these different questions, the way that you're viewing life is different. And this is important for advancing. And it's not only just for your personal life, but also for business. Instead of saying, are we making enough sales? Instead as, how can I make more sales? Or an even better question to be asked is, how can I serve more? So I hope you enjoyed this small talk on Think About It Thursdays. This is Brother 𝐁𝐫𝐶. If you're somebody who has a hard time getting into alignment, you're facing burnout because you're a solopreneur, you're wearing all the different hats, and you're starting to realize like, yo, I don't have enough bandwidth for this. Let's talk. Let's build you an aligned system so you can live an aligned life and have the time freedom that you wanted anyway. Peace, family.